Hello, my Facebook and quilting friends. This is Rosie the Quilter, and I am coming to you here from my sewing studio in Maryland. And I just wanted to go over a couple little tips on choosing fabric that you are going to be using in a log cabin quilt. I am preparing to do several of these quilts, my cross quilts, where I use the log cabin technique. And I thought it might be interesting to go over some of the thoughts involved in choosing what kind of fabric you should use. So, forgive me for a second. I'm going to switch to my fabric. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick little scan of the fabrics I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing actually 8 log cabin quilts, a small and a large size. And what I'd like to discuss now is how do you choose that fabric? Well, first of all, with a log cabin, you have the fabric is arranged so that you see a 1/4 or 1/2 of the quilt is white strips, and the other half of the quilt is made from strips of a particular color family. What makes the log cabin unique in among quilts is that it tries to give you, by using different shades of the same fabric, same color fabric, you are able to give a totally wonderful look to your quilt by using different variations of light, medium color, and dark color. And by arranging these different shadings in your quilt, you can create different variations that make your quilt really stand out nicely with those variations in shades. So if you look at these, you'll see quite very clearly what are the dark, what are the medium, and what are the light fabrics that I've arranged. And if you can see that, then I've accomplished my first goal is doing that. But what I also like to do is also get beyond just the shade difference, because otherwise I would use just solid colors. I want to achieve texture in my quilts. So if you see here this light fabric, you see that there are little branches of flowers in there. And this one is more textured. But here's the one that's more interesting. The dark green has a grassy, wavy look. So that motion, in addition to the color, is also going to provide interest in your quilt. This one in particular, you see I have in my light, I have these nice little heart figures. The medium looks like it has pebbles. But what's interesting about my dark are the swirly and gold that is in there. And if you noticed, my red and my blue darker colors are from the same color family as this purple. And what I'd like to look at here is the blue, because here in the medium blue I have very small, tiny little flowers. But in this light, not only do I have like really, really micro hexagon, it has a mottled look. So you have light and darker shadings within the fabric. But that's still, even with those darker shadings, because of the lightness of the fabric compared to this, it will still perform well in this quilt. Now, I know some of you noticed these other fabrics that I have here. That's for my Kente cross, and the fabric is Kente metallic fabric, so it has metallic thread, gold metallic thread throughout the fabric. And I will do a little short segment on how to choose fabric when you have something like this, which could be difficult to choose different colors for. So I'll do a little statement on that. Now, if you're interested in how the completed one looks, I invite you to take a look at my website on my Etsy shop, Prayer Quilts by Rosie, and look at my cross quilts. Those are the ones where I use this particular log cabin technique. And you could see how I arrange them, because some of them use different fabric than what you see arrayed here. And I want to give you some good ideas on how you can use that. Now, if you have questions, please put them in the comments and I will answer you as quickly as possible. Or you could ask questions on my Facebook page, Prayer Quilts by Rosie, and I'll be happy to deal with those then. In the meantime, I have a lot of sewing to do, but first I have to press my fabrics so that I can get to doing the rest of the prep steps for making this log cabin quilt. Thank you for your attention. Happy sewing!